Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to begin to draw a Formula 1 car body using Autodesk Inventor. First thing first is you'll open up Inventor and you'll see your welcome screen. So first step is to select the new, and since we're drawing our cars in millimeters, we're going to change from the English to the metric standard in millimeter Inventor part file. Then we're going to click Create. Now we're going to create a sketch on our front plane, which is this one right here. And it's very important at this point in time that you utilize the origin, which is this little yellow dot right here. If you do not use the origin, this will mess up your entire drawing. So the first step we're going to do is create some construction lines to help us build our part. So to begin, we're going to select Construction and then Line. I'm going to begin by clicking on the origin and just drawing some random length lines over 20 millimeters long. So we're doing one there, and I'm going to do one across the bottom, like so. Next, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and draw myself a line and deselect Construction and draw this line approximately 2.5, so I can type that in, 2.5 millimeters long. So you'll see that there is the beginning of my line. Now I want this to also go over to the other side, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to then draw another line going from the center origin point out 2.5 centimeters. And hit OK. And then you'll see that I have one continuous line all the way along. So now what I plan to do is create an arc between the 2 points, the 2 endpoints. So to do that, I will use my arc tool to create myself an arc by selecting the beginning point and the ending point. And I'm going to probably make this around 3 millimeters in diameter, so I'll just type in 3 and hit enter. I'll just right click and OK. So then you'll see here I've created a semicircle or a partial ellipse. So at this point I'm done sketching this part. I'm going to hit finish sketch. So this was the front or the nose cone of my F1 car. So now I need to create a plane to draw my back on. So to do that, I need to start by making the plane I drew the front on visible. To do this, we're going to go to our origin here and hit the plus sign, and then right click on the YZ plane, the XY plane, and make it visible. Now to make a new plane, we're going to use our plane tool up here. We're going to click the drop down and then select offset from a plane. So I'm going to then select the plane I want to offset from. I'm going to offset this by 60 millimeters or negative 60 millimeters, which will then put the plane towards the back of my car. I will then hit the check mark, and you will then see that my plane has appeared. So now I want to create a sketch on this new plane to start to create the back of my car. So I will then right click on that and click New Sketch. Now you'll notice that the software by default orients us to the front of the drawing. I would like to draw this on the back, so I'm going to then use my little view cube here and spin myself around to the back. Once again, I'm going to create some construction lines to aid me in drawing my part. So I'm going to click on Line and Construction, and once more draw myself a couple of lines to make my job a little easier. So I'm going to do one again vertical and then one horizontal. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in one more time here. So then right down here again is the origin. Once more, make sure you're utilizing the origin when you are doing your drawings. So for the back of my car, I am going to start by taking a line and drawing it 10 millimeters long. So I'll type in 10 and hit enter, and then I will come up 10 millimeters. Now you'll notice here that I have dashed lines instead of a solid line like you see there. So what I need to do now is select my lines and then uncheck construction. That will make them a solid model line. So now you can see I have my two model lines like I intended. At this point you might be wondering why I have only drawn on the one side of my vehicle. That is because I'm going to show you how to use the mirror command to make both sides equal. So what I'm going to do now is click on the mirror button, and I'm going to select the two lines I just drew to mirror them to the opposite side. So I'll select those two, then I click mirror line and select that center construction line that I drew. I will now hit apply, and it will instantly copy the other two lines over to the other side. Now to finish this out, what I'm going to do is create another arc between the two tops. I will then select the 3-point arc tool, select my beginning, my end, and then I will make this somewhere around 14 millimeters in radius. And once more you can see that again it is a hashed construction line because I forgot to unselect construction. So at that point you can see I have the basic outline shape of the rear of my vehicle. I am now completed sketching this part. I will hit finish sketch, and then it will rotate you around to see both sketches. At this point I will illustrate the Loft tool. That is how we're going to make a solid object out of these two sketches. So now we're going to go under the Create tab and select Loft, and then click on the two sketches that we have created. This will then create a solid body on which you can base the rest of your drawing. So select two, you should see an outline appear like this, and then we're going to hit OK. Now to get rid of these pesky planes, what you can simply do is right click on them and then turn their visibility off, so that way you can just see your finished body. So when you orient around you can see the entire beginnings of your F1 car. One final thing I will do is, because if you know, I only put this at 60 millimeters long and our minimum is 75. So what I plan to do is make another square end at the back of my car. To do that I'm going to create a sketch on the back plane of my car, and then I'm just going to simply project the geometry. So I'll select each and every line on the back of my car and then hit finish sketch. And then finally I will extrude that drawing out 20 millimeters to fill my car out to the final 80 millimeter maximum length. This concludes the video on how to begin drawing your F1 car using the Loft and Extrude tools.